This is the 217 Recovery Podcast with Corey Winfield.
Hello. Please listen to this important message. Your student loan has been flagged for forgiveness. We are able to remove your payments today.
Yeah. Okay.
Do that.
14th of January, the year is 2021 of the Lord. Do you know how they came up with that? It's actually 5 years after he was dead. That's when they started it. So technically, if we want to be technical with it, it's really 2026 after the death. Or is it the birth?
I don't know. You threw me off on that one.
Because there's before Christ and there's after death. Mm-hmm. Like, where's life? But no, it's not after death. It's, I don't know. Go Google it.
Yeah.
You want to really know the answer, but it's not after death. I always thought it was, but it's like, it's something else. Anyway, 2021 is what we're reading today on our calendars. Mm-hmm. And welcome. One thing we didn't talk about was all the crap that happened in Washington. And I don't know, we try not to get too political with everything, but you had a good question the other day. You were like, okay, these people, because you kind of stayed out of it too, like whatever.
Yeah,
you know,
I
like,
choose to kind of not read all the mumbo jumbo.
And see, I'm still trolling people. I gotta stop that. I love it. Like other people's misery sometimes, it just makes me just.
Well, see, now
I'm not the only person though.
It's the thing is, I feel bad about it because I feel like I need to be knowledgeable of current events and so on. But it's like there's so much that comes in that's just like how you hear it is how you're supposed to feel about it, and so that irks me. And so I almost am just like, yep, I'm not gonna read any of these articles at all. And then the other 3/4 of the time, it's people commenting on something news that they've seen through wherever they saw it from.
Yeah,
so,
it's not even real facts or real news. It's just a headline, and they're like, "Oh no, I saw that, and that's true."
Yeah, and then their opinions on it change the story 8 times over too. So
you get 2 or 3 people that have no idea what they're talking about. They're like, "Yeah, my cousin Jimmy did the same thing. They're gonna take our guns."
Yeah, so the whole thing was I knew it was something that I was interested in hearing about because I'd heard it from different people in my life, just touching on the fact that it was something to, an event to talk about, but I hadn't really looked into it myself, so I asked you about it.
Yeah, and your whole thing, and this is a very good question, maybe a lot of people should ask themselves, what was the end game? Like, what was their, like, were they really going to string people up at, were they going to grab the vice president and put him up on the gallows that they had built outside of the Capitol? What were they trying to accomplish? What was the end game? Like,
yeah, I know.
Until they were sitting in the president's seat and.
Yeah, my sister said something about that at one point in my life. She said sometimes the people that ask the most reasonable questions about something that's a super big issue ask the questions that the other people don't ask. And so what I had asked you, I was like, what was their goal? You're like, well, the people, they stormed the Capitol building. And I was like, to do what? Like, where were they going to go to? Like, before they did that, were they like, okay, we're going to storm the Capitol building, and then what? Like, what was the final destination?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, they were drag people out and beat them up.
Which ones? Just anybody?
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess they were mad at the vice president. Because he wasn't, standing up for Trumps. Mm-hmm. And so, I don't know. That's just. You know what would suck, though? Because they have, the site that a lot of them use, I guess it was this site called Parler or something. I don't know if it's like a Facebook, but whatever. I've heard some people go, I'm out of here, I'm going to Parler. Well, their info was hacked by just people that were just bored. So I guess their system was so weak ass when it came to security. Like everybody's info, everybody's messages got hacked. Yeah. So anybody talking about anything, as Negan would say, hope you got your shitting pants on. Because if you took pictures and posted them, and that's another thing. Like, these people are like, nope, ain't nobody gonna track me, and a lot of people will say, no, I don't trust the vaccine. They're putting some kind of tracer on it, and I'm not going to do that. But yet, they carry the most traceable thing ever known to man, their cell phone, with them.
Yeah.
And they take pictures and video of doing illegal stuff, like the people that were like taking pictures inside. Like, why would you even take your phone with you, first of all? Like, they pinpoint you, boom, right there, dude. Like, what were these people not thinking? Or were they like the kids that didn't make it through school and just had a hard time in life with everything? But it's not the case, because some of these people, they were pissed off because after they'd storm the Capitol and then they got put on this do not fly list, they were pissed off they couldn't get back home. so it's like, well, what did you think was going to happen here, man? Like, again, like, what was your in game? What were you thinking? Like, why would, like, I don't know, the guy, I don't know if you saw the pictures, but he was wearing like a Viking helmet.
Oh, geez.
And he's in some deep trouble. And he is a struggling actor and lives at home with his mom, you know, like all this stuff that you're just like, bro, like, Trump hates you. You know that, right? Like, you're the epitome of people Trump hates. But anyway, not to get political with it, but I just wondered, though, too, like, the people that got caught, you know, because whatever, their face was right there on the screen, or, you know, they posted pictures of Nancy Pelosi's office or whoever's, and then they go to federal prison.
Right.
What are you in here for? Well, see, that was this thing that we did, and it sounded cool at the time, but then we...
because you care about your country?
Yeah.
Is that what
I cared about it, and then so I brought like a rebel flag, which represents not our country, but I'm such a patriot, it doesn't matter. In my brain, it makes sense. But that's why I'm doing 15 years now, thanks. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Well, I killed 18 people. Oh. Okay, we'll bring you next time. I ain't going to jail, prison, storming no damn Capitol. Okay. Well, can I get a new bunkmate? I'm a celly, not a bunkmate, punk. Here, open your mouth. Or I don't know how the rest of the conversation would go, but it's probably not going to be a good one, you know? I just think that's, I mean, damn it. I want to steal like billions of dollars, you know, for charity, of course. If I'm going to go to prison, you know, I want to make it good. You know, like, I want to buy an island with what I steal, you know, like, I want to do like some movie stuff or have them write movies about me. And not, well, it was a stupid idea. My buddy Bill said, let's go. And I went with them, and, you know, it wasn't a good idea. I don't know. It just seems like that would be like one of the worst things. Like, what are you in here for story? Well, anyway, I'm feeling irritated today.
Why?
I think it's because I didn't accomplish things that I wanted to get done. And then I started, like, in my mind, like, blaming other circumstances. And I started doing that, too, when I was looking through my Amazon account. Because we got a nice little gift for our wedding, and I just couldn't believe it was gone. You know?
Right.
Like everything I buy on Amazon costs $1, but that's not true. It costs a lot more.
Right.
But man, it goes so quick. And so I'm like looking through there, and it's got to be somebody else's fault. It's got to be a mistake somewhere. And actually, as I was coming back to the podcast, I kind of realized that, okay, what's more likely that happened? Amazon messed up and they started adding some zeros onto some things and just started taking my money? Or do you think I just bought a lot of crap and lost track of really how much I was spending?
Probably the latter.
Yeah. You know, but I was so dead set on it must be Amazon's fault. I spent probably half an hour looking through crap. I wasted half an hour of my life that I'll never get back. Just trying to not make it my fault.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's just something that I realized as I was coming back here, and I was just like, man, you know, like, how come I got to blame everybody else? How come it's always got to be someone else's fault? And that goes back to the addiction days. You know, when I was 100% in on my addiction, everything was everybody else's fault. Nothing was ever my fault.
Right.
You know, it was Bill's fault for bringing me to the Storm Capitol day. You know, it wasn't my fault for going with him. Mm-hmm. You know, Obviously, I did not go with Bill. I don't have a friend named Bill, I don't think. Maybe I do. But it's just part of the addiction. I think part of that comes with the addiction, but I think like today, I'm not drunk, but still I have those moments. And I think the difference between then and now is now I can catch myself, even if it takes me half an hour. I'm glad I caught it, because at least I can go, okay, let's move on. And next time you start trying to blame other people, and there's a difference between blaming other people and let me check the facts here, because sometimes places do make mistakes. Mm-hmm. And sometimes, wait, that doesn't seem right. Okay, well, go double check it. But I had the mindset of, no, they screwed up somehow. There's no way I spent that much money on there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and there are a lot of things, not just that, but there are a lot of things that I've caught myself and that people tend to do, even when you do, put down the drink or drug and, you're sober, quote unquote, and you have these bouts of, or things that are behaviors that are hard to kick, that are unhealthy, you can call them using behaviors or whatever, old behaviors. And I'll catch myself doing that too, whether it's like emotional fits, where I just kind of like, and then it's like I'm blaming it on hormones and I'm blaming it on, lack of sleep or whatever. And, there are things that you can validate, ways that, because we're not going to be even all the time. That's just not fair to think that that's going to happen. But I'll do sometimes catch myself when I'm just like, those are old behaviors. Like, what am I doing? So,
yeah.
That was just an example of one of the ones that you've just been experiencing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like I said, there was a lot of things I wanted to get done today, too, that I didn't accomplish. And I don't know. I guess it's not too late to do some of my schoolwork, but I don't know. I mean, I was excited for the book to come. I had ordered this book, and it came. It's at the bottom of the stairs.
Still?
Yeah, I couldn't even make it up the stairs. Well, because I figured I'll go get it later.
See, that is like right off the bat, just like you're putting procrastination. I'm not even going to bring it up the stairs. That's how much I'm not going to do that right now.
Well, I just get overwhelmed and I had to eat.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
The thing is, there's still time to do some homework tonight, even if it's just a little bit.
There is. If I could
crack open the books, get something done, read a couple chapters, print your syllabus out. Have you done that yet?
No, and I did that last semester, and then they just sat here on my desk, and then I threw them away.
No, they didn't. I highlighted all your due dates and everything for you.
That's on the computer. What?
No, I'm just saying, the point being is that you need to take it upon yourself. Your action is the only way that things are going to get done. Mm-hmm. Same as in recovery.
Yeah, and I'll read some tonight and figure out what else I have to do for the other classes, but I don't know. I have to go to bed early tonight because we have to help a guy get home from treatment tomorrow. Mm-hmm. It's pretty cool, pretty exciting. He's probably pumped.
It's very exciting. He's going into sober living.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, he is.
And he actually has family in the same town that he's going to sober living at.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Just making that choice to, why not,
Well, there's a lot of choices or a lot of reasons to say why not.
Right. And I'm saying, but in a good way, is saying why shouldn't I try out sober living? Why shouldn't I? It's because that it's a good place to be, and you're going to be around other people that are doing the same thing you are in the same spot you are.
Yeah,
well, not
you would
exactly
assume
the same spot, but
you would assume it's a safe place to be. Not all places are.
No,
it's
I know that.
But at least if you're going into one, and if it's not safe for you, you can make other arrangements. If you get in there and there's a guy who knows how to beat the system with putting spaghetti up his butt, and that makes his pee come out clean. Who knows? I don't know. These kids these days, they're doing all kinds of stuff. But if we started a rumor, I bet you there'd be people with spaghetti hanging out of their butt trying to pass a piss test. It'd be kind of funny. What, you got spaghetti out your butt? Are they doing drops today? Dropping something. So anyway, yeah. Just move on to the next safer place for you if that does happen or something like that is existing. But yeah, for the most part though, go do it. I have my baby girl, my Nico, my kitty cat. I had to leave her at my parents'. That was hard. I had that cat for 8 years at that point, and you bond with your animals. And I've had people, this one guy, I haven't heard from him in months. Who knows? But he couldn't go because his dog. I was like, okay. Like, animals don't live forever either. But I know Nico is a big fan of me sober. She likes me much better than I'm sober.
For
and
sure.
Your animal probably will too, but the animal's going to be there for you. And if there's somebody in your life that cares about you that'll say, hey, I'll take your dog for 3 months while you go to sober living. It's not a permanent thing. You're not moving out of the state. You're not moving to another country. You're going to sober living for 3 months for 90 days.
Right.
If you can commit to 90 days. I know Jason DeBeck at Nathan's house, he runs Nathan's house and owns them. And he said that they asked for a 90-day commitment, like, give me 90 days. Come in here for 90 days, because the stats, we're saying like 78% of people that stay those 90 days can make it to their year after treatment. So, yeah, follow the numbers and see if those numbers will even work for you. But you might stay longer, who knows? But if you have someone in your life that's willing to take care of an animal of yours, it only motivated me to look elsewhere, and so we're living, like, things were going good at the house, but I was like ready, and I missed my cat, and there were things so I started looking for places, and ended up pretty nice situation fell into my lap. So it was just like, wow, okay, cool. And I got my cat. So let it motivate you to get your animal back. Some people say, well, it's my kids and I can't be away from my kids. How long did you use drugs for? How long were you already away from your kids? Mm-hmm. You think another 90 days they're going to forget who you are?
And if you were with your kids and you were active in your addiction, how healthy was that environment and how healthy was that relationship?
Yeah, not very. And these excuses, oh yeah, but that's why I need to be with them now. No. You need to get yourself right first. Then you can think about other things. But if you have an option to, if somebody's going to, watch your kids for you, then take them up on it. Mm-hmm. There's so many things you can do. You can talk to your kid every night. It's not, you're not in jail. You're not in a rehab.
Right.
You can have your phone. You can talk to your kid. You can video chat your kids. There's a lot of things you can do without, well, no, I need to be there. Really? What? Why? Seriously, ask yourself that. We're doing what? Mm-hmm. If you just get out of treatment and you're like, I can't go because of my kids. Well, didn't you say your mother was going to, keep the kids while you were in treatment, for what, 60 days, 30 days? Your mother's already kept them. They're kind of getting used to living that way. Mm-hmm. Now you're going to come in, what are you going to do? Get them off to school?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think the bottom line is just make sure that you're healthy enough and ready enough to, if that what that is to, I guess, call it go back to your home life or what have you. But make decisions that are healthy for you and take the time that you need, to focus on your sobriety and to focus on figuring out how to live every day sober. Because it's hard. It's hard to do. And you have to be in that mindset and you have to be extremely strong. And if you have other things and other distractions you're working on and worried about, you won't have time to, establish that routine in a daily world and daily life outside of being in rehab. To know what it's like outside, to walk down the streets, to go into a store, to, be alone at night, So those are challenges you have to face.
And it's a lot easier facing them, in a sober living house. Mm-hmm. Just a matter of fact. And there's things that you're not going to like, but It's not that bad. It is what you make it, really.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Well, thanks for tuning in. I figured if there was more than 5 seconds of silence, then I would just wrap the show up.
Because you got homework to do.
Yeah, and there's other stuff that I want to talk about, but then that I don't want to talk about at the same time, just because I don't want to give this person any kind of like, oh, they talked about me, oh, and then run around about, I can't believe they talked about me. You know, one of those type people.
Right.
Always trying to stir up some stuff, and
Yeah.
I don't even want to pay attention. I got no time for people like that.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah. I don't have time for people like that, but I have time for people like you. So if you ever have a question, you ever need whatever, you know, if you want me to draw a picture for you, you want me to send you a letter, hey, reach out. And we'll touch base, communicate how we do things in the 2021.
For sure.
Or the 2026, whatever you go by. Website, obviously, 217recovery.com. Check it out. There's blogs up there. Anna writes a good blog with Broken and Beautiful. Marnie's about to publish one in a couple
days.
Who knows? Soon.
Soon.
I did not do another one this week because I do a podcast. So I know double standards because I'm like,
Oh, it's okay. It's cool.
Yeah. But get the app to like us, subscribe, rate us. We really do appreciate you listening, and your support. It means a lot more than you could ever know. So
Thanks, everybody.
thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you on Saturday.
All right. Good night.
See ya.